Hey, Tim, if you would, on number 2.
Okay, the next item is municipal insurance. As I mentioned to council last month or a couple of months ago, that we have sent out RFPs for our health benefit insurance, and they will be coming in on the 25th of this month.
Well, wait a minute. We don't have to send out RFP.
You don't have to, but
Right.
we are.
So why do we do it? Who instructed you to send out an RFP?
Nobody.
Okay. All right. Okay, so why do we do that?
To try to get the best price.
No. You were instructed at one point to send out a letter of revocation.
We're talking health benefits. We're not talking about property and casualty and workers' comp.
Okay, what are we talking about here?
Health benefits.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? I thought,
There's no broker of record with health benefits.
sorry?
There's no broker of record with health benefits.
What has this whole thing been about?
Property and casualty and workers' comp, E&O, which I was going to get to next.
Okay, go ahead. I'll ask my question later.
Okay, as Mr. Wilson was just talking about, council requested late last year, about quite possibly going out for RFP for our property and casualty and our workers' comp. And we can do that, and we can do that in one of three ways. The first way is we can stay pat and stay with Gallagher Insurance, our current broker. Okay, Mike Leeson is our current broker, and we can stay there. He's been with the municipality for 10 years. The second way to do it is conduct interviews with prospective brokers, and council or myself, staff, can conduct interviews, and then whatever one you like, you can pick that broker, and that broker can go out and get estimates from different insurance companies. Or, as council had been talking last November, about quite possibly going out for RFP. Now, when you go out for RFP, what you would do is you would what's called assign markets. And you can ask the prospective brokers to give me your top 3 insurance companies that you want to access. Right now, we have, with our property and casualty, we have Great American through Gallagher. And Gallagher is the broker of record for Great American right now. Now, if council, for instance, wants to go out for an RFP, you don't necessarily have to revoke the broker of record, okay? Because right now, Gallagher has a broker of record with Great American. But if you wanted to get another broker of record to, quote, Scottsdale, Travelers, Chubb, they can do it. There's nothing preventing them. And the broker of record issue, to try to clarify that, I called it the Pennsylvania Department of Insurance. And I talked to the gentleman who's the he's the manager of the Property and Casualty and Life under the Bureau of Consumer Services. And I also talked to the gentleman who is the director of the Bureau of Licensing and Enforcement. And exactly what I just mentioned here is exactly what they concurred with. A broker of record is a contractual relationship with one insurance company, which really surprised me. Under this broker of record issue, the state doesn't regulate it at all, which surprised me. The state doesn't regulate the broker of record. This is nothing more than a contractual relationship, in our case, that Gallagher Insurance has with Great American. If you want to say to 5 brokers, give me the 3 insurance companies you want to access, if you want to do an RFP. You don't have to do an RFP. But if you want to do an RFP, you can say, give me your top 3. Most likely, maybe we'll get you 2. Obviously, Gallagher would go to Great American. You might have another one, like, for instance, HDH, which is a municipal insurer. They may access some other more. They have an exclusive to what's called MRM, which is a pooled trust that deals with municipalities. They would be exclusively going there. They may say they want to go to Travelers or Scottsdale. So you would assign the markets to them. that would be, or I could assign the markets to them. You're controlling the process, the municipality is controlling the process with that. You don't have to revoke the broker of record at that point. I think you're premature with revoking the broker of record by doing that. Once you're ready to go, if you want to go with another broker, then you revoke it and then you move on. And this is what the Pennsylvania Department of Insurance has told.
Let me ask you this question then. If, let's say, for example, the broker of record is Gallagher, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So now, we want to open it up to an even playing field.
Right.
Okay. The broker of record, my understanding is that they're the only ones that can go out and solicit pricing from insurance companies because they are the broker of record.
That's not true.
That's not true.
No.
Not true.
Okay.
Now,
So-
you control, if you tell them, you control that process. Okay, if you want to go out for an RFP. Now, an RFP is a little bit of an overkill, but if council wants to do that, you can. I mean, because if you tell Gallagher, hey, we think Scottsdale has pretty good insurance. We want you to access Scottsdale. I mean, they know the business better than we do.
Right, right.
Well, that brings up a question I have. Sorry, Tim. Currently, is Gallagher every year, I mean, so we're using Great American this year, but every year, aren't they going to other insurance companies already? Aren't they looking at Chubb, Scottsdale? Or are there ones that they cannot look at that other brokers could?
No, they can look at anybody they want.
So they're already shopping around every year to find the best
Exactly.
price?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
And Chelsea, I'm going to address this to you. If we revoke the broker of record, does that somehow leave us liable?
No,
If some-
that's ridiculous.
You sound like Tom, not Chelsea.
That's ridiculous.
I just want to answer. I just want to know the
I'm
answer.
telling you, it's ridiculous. You still have, you're still paying your premium to an insurance company. The insurance company is obligated to honor those claims.
Chelsea?
Chelsea?
I would have to read what contract language you have with them, but I believe Tom to be correct. However, I don't want to say for sure without reading it.
I mean, that's a pretty big,
I know, I can't,
That's ridiculous.
without reading it, I'm not going to say yay or nay.
Linda, here's the thing, think about it. Let's say your insurance agent decides to go play football, going to be a pro football player. Now, you have a claim, and certainly you can't call your agent that's a pro football player. Who do you call? You call your insurance company. And the insurance company, who you paid your premiums to,
They're going to
they have to honor your claim. That's simple.
Depending on the type of policy, but I believe Tom to be correct in that it's really, regardless of the broker gets a portion of whatever premium or however they've negotiated with the insurance company to make money, that commission. However, regardless of the broker, the insurance company is going to have to follow through with the claim and process that. But I don't know what you've signed with your broker, and I don't want to say for sure that there wouldn't be any issue regarding that without seeing if there's any documentation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm just being cautious.
right.
So can a broker gets paid by the insurance company, not by the municipality. So we pay our premium, then the broker gets money out of that transaction. So could another firm actually negotiate those? So let's say that the insurance company gives them 10% of our premium, let's say. Could another broker say, well, we'll only take 5% and we'll give the other 5% back to the municipality? Are they allowed to do that? Is that done?
I don't know.
You asked the same question that I've been asking. That's a good question. Well, I've asked that question myself, and I don't know the answer to that myself.
Because, I mean, anytime you look for new service, I mean, it's either, I think you question it if either you're not getting a good service, whether you're with an outside contractor, is it not a good service? Or do you think you can save money to get the same service? So I don't know, probably the only way to find out if other brokers can give us either a better service or a better price how would we do that?
One thing, well, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know. I'm like you. I don't know the answer to that question. One thing I was told by the Pennsylvania Department of Insurance, they says in the vast majority of cases, one broker is going to get the same premium price as another broker. Now, so what they get as a percentage from the insurance company, again, to go back to what you said, I don't know how that's played with, and could that lower our premium? I don't know.
Because could one firm be aggressive in that, wanting the
Yeah.
business long-term
Yeah.
and work with us on that?
Yeah.
Well, we do want to make it as open as, even playing field, get some bids, I think, compare apples to apples and take the best deal we can get for,
My research told me that, what does the city of Pittsburgh do? The city of Pittsburgh actually has a lottery. The people that are interested in being their broker of record, on a certain day, come down there and they arbitrarily get assigned the coverages and and they go out and attempt to get the best price, and the best price wins. I mean, it's just, that's what they do. And they don't get to select, like the company that they're been buddy-buddy with. It's an arbitrary selection by the city of Pittsburgh.
so it's an assigned market.
Yeah, but they don't even know who they're giving them to. They give them sealed
Well,
envelopes.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's,
It's an assigned
the
market.
city assigns the market to that agent. So that
Talked
would
to
make
two
it
brokers who have
very
gone-
even.
Do we pay the broker, or does the broker get a percentage from the insurance?
He gets a commission, it's a
He
commission.
gets commission from
insurance
the
company.
premium.
So the
that they pay.
municipality does not pay him per se?
Right.
But
we-
it's
we-
included in your payment.
In your payment.
That, which leads me to
And
believe.
how many insurances are we speaking about?
Talking about property and casualty, we're talking about workers' comp, we're talking about errors and omission, police liability.
So it's definite that you need a broker to do this? We
Yes.
couldn't task
The
you
vast-
as the manager to go find
Well,
out
the
the
vast
best insurance
majority,
deals.
good question, Steve, the vast majority of insurance companies will only deal through a broker.
And
Really?
it's been, I'm so tired of hearing about this broker record. I can't wait till we get it fixed. Boy, do I mean that. It's been beat in my head for how long?
Well,
Unless you have a broker
that's-
record, you can't get the prices.
Well,
And did not you and Mr. Dice have that conversation? I wish he
Bruce and
was
I-
here to defend
Well, we
us.
were told that last year.
Wait, I was just interrupted a little bit, but
I apologize.
if I'm out looking for insurance, car insurance, or household insurance, I myself, I'm privy to all the different insurance companies out there, and they're obligated or not obligated, but they want to give me their prices, correct?
Yeah, but I think it's different in the sense, like, if you're going out for life insurance, you go to a broker. Versus when you go for car insurance, you can shop around. It's a different type of market. So I think the type of market that you guys are looking for insurance, you need a broker.
Okay.
And
Right.
the
I was a
more
little
I
confused
hear,
with this broker
I
thing.
think that more likely than not, they can't negotiate their fee to be less, because if Pittsburgh's doing a lottery, they would have already thought to, let's negotiate with one broker to get we'll pay the premium, you give us back money on whatever commission you make. I don't think that would
Right.
probably be legal if they're doing it through a lottery.
Well, how
But
do you
it-
know if you're going to save money then? That's my question. That's what we're looking to do here. The bottom line is, we want to save money for the municipality. And in the last 2 years, just with our health care, not the last two, last year went up 27%. We're told it's supposed to go up either 17 or 20% for 2016.
That's
So
healthcare.
that's, let's say, an average of, 47% on the average?
But we don't have a broker for healthcare, right?
No.
One of the
there
most,
isn't one.
the most
there's no-
expensive thing, we don't have a broker for.
Well, Gallagher
There's
manages.
Gallagher
Gallagher.
is our broker, but that's not part of the broker of record. We're talking about property and casualty. We're talking about errors and omissions. We're talking about police liability and workers' comp.
See, that's where I think you got confused, Tom. There's two
Yeah, right.
different venues there. One's with the broker, one is not with the broker. And I think maybe more than just you, several of us may be confused on that.
I mean, the whole thing with the broker of record,
It's three-card Monte to me.
Market,
what's that?
and then
It's three-card Monte to me.
Yeah, but let them bring in the
Tim.
top.
A lot of shifting.
Let's
and-
Well, I mean, like I said, those are the three options that I've presented to council. However, council wants to proceed, let me know, and we'll proceed in that fashion.
Okay.
Well, and I just want, I'm sorry to beat this, but, so currently Gallagher, because I know every year they present and they come up and they say, we went through, I mean, Joe, help me out, how many insurance, they'll have like 6 insurance companies, I think? 3 to 6, they have a few. They have a spreadsheet where they have a
Yeah,
handful.
there's different ones that offer different insurance. We have one for workers' comp, we have Harry for them, we have,
But aren't they
Hartford.
comparing, like, say Harry does workers' comp, aren't they also comparing other workers' comp insurance?
yeah, we have 3 different workers' comp.
Okay.
We have Harry, we have Swift, and we have UPMC Work Partners. So I have Harry for municipal workers, I have Swift for the volunteer firefighters, and I have UPMC Work Partners for the EMS. So I have 3 different ones just for workers' comp.
That's because we got the best price out of them. Am I correct at that time?
Yes,
Is that what Gallagher did?
yes.
And are we tying anybody up from being able to get us pricing if we want to go out just to compare?
Well, they, to answer that question, Linda, if I can answer your question, they are our broker. They are the ones going out there and they are shopping the market. Now, if you're not happy with Gallagher, you can choose another broker Tuesday night.
Well,
You know, I mean, you can do
I don't
that.
think of anyone saying you're not happy with them, but how do you get a feel for if you can save money or if what they've been doing is,
How do you know
comparable to
which
another?
broker's doing the right job, right? More or
Yeah.
less.
Right.
It is, Steve, it is
What if you had
difficult.
5 brokers and and the one that comes back with the best price is the man we'll take?
Yeah.
Would it be, and maybe this is a Chelsea or maybe you, Joe, can we say, let's just use Steve's example, you have 5 brokers here. What's your best record with whatever municipality over a 5-year period or 10? What kind of increases or what kind of money did you save them? Is that
Well,
appropriate?
that's not relevant.
I don't want to
because
pick
there's
somebody
increase
because
every
I
year.
like them,
No, what I'm saying is that
Job performance.
job performance.
Yeah,
that's
how
a good
do
way
you
to
know
put
that
it.
your current broker or any broker is
doing right
doing
by
the
you.
job
Yes.
to the best, in our best interest?
Right.
Well, see, that's what,
It's,
So does it go back to an RFP then? That you ask brokers to give us their best price for property casualty workers' comp? Now, it might not be that simple because there's probably a lot of information they would have to gather from us because they need to know, well, how many police cars do you have? How many accidents have you had in the past 3 years? How many people how much litigation has there been?
I mean, you have to realize, every insurance, whether it's health insurance, whether it's workers' comp, whether it's property and liability, is all claims-driven.
that's correct.
They look at your claims,
Funny you should say that, Joe.
they look at your claims.
Hang on,
and
Joe.
that's it.
I have an article.
oh, yeah, I read that.
I want to read to you. Okay? Pennsylvania has become the 8th state in the nation to officially warn insurance companies against so-called price optimization techniques that raise rates for policyholders who are considered unlikely to search for a better deal. It's terribly unfair and entirely illegal for insurance companies to vary premiums based on whether consumers are statistically, or not consumers, are statistically likely to shop around. The Washington, D.C. based association has identified the pricing practice as a growing problem, particularly in the auto insurance industry, and is urging statewide insurance commissioners nationwide to take a step to stop it. The notice dated August 22nd, Pennsylvania Insurance Commissioner Teresa Miller noted that the state law requires insurance premiums to be based on risk factors. Policyholders and applicants with identical risk profiles must be charged the same premium.
I'm just telling you the way
Well,
it worked up to that point.
It's a new law.
But can we ask this question, and maybe this will either help us or make it worse? Is
Fair,
anybody
it's still
unhappy
fair,
with the
fair.
current
I'm not
broker?
finished.
I get your drift, Tom, but is
No,
anybody
I'm not
unhappy?
finished. There's more to this.
Go ahead.
Okay. Rates not based on loss experience are considered unfairly discriminatory. Other states have issued expressly prohibiting the practice, include Chicago, Florida, Indiana, Maryland, Ohio. Price optimizing is simply price gouging by a fancy name. So there we are.
Okay.
Okay, but is anybody unhappy with our current broker of record?
Pardon me?
Anybody unhappy with our current broker of record?
Well, how do we, wait a minute, how do we know we're not unhappy?
Well, how are you going to find out? We can't seem to figure out how.
Well, we need to find out.
From who?
Well, we need to bring in some people and find out what they can do for us. How can you
I
sit
said
there
that a
and
little
say
bit
that in a position that you're in as a mayor and say, how do we know if anybody is unhappy? Of course, we don't know if anybody's unhappy because we don't know what other people have the rates for.
When I suggested that a few minutes ago, you didn't say that. I said, how can we just bring people in? Compare their job performance.
Absolutely.
Well, then that's all I said. But I think it's an appropriate question.
But that's-
Is anybody unhappy?
What are we doing, interviewing people to see if we like them? I mean,
Right,
and basing it off of that?
Right.
How about if we look at doing assigned markets and let people bring us prices? Why just come in to show
Can
me
they
your
do that?
past? I want to know what you're going to do for me
If
now.
they don't have a broker record, can they do that?
Yes, if we assign
Biggest
them a
price.
market.
I've been told they can't do it unless they're.
That's what I was told.
I've been told that.
Well, we've been told a lot of
over
things in
and
this
over.
council.
Pennsylvania Department of Insurance has told me otherwise.
So you don't have to have a broker of record from us to get pricing.
You have to assign the markets, and when you assign the markets, basically what you're doing is you're making, wherever market they go to, you're making them, you're giving a letter to them, okay, you're going to access Travelers, you're going to access Great American, you're going to access Chubb, Scottsdale, whatever the case might be. You're controlling the process that they can only, that's what you're doing, is controlling it where they only access that market.
Right.
Give me your top three, maybe we'll give you 1, 2. Now, you're going to have overlap there, and maybe everybody's not going to be happy on who they can access.
Well, then maybe then you do it, from there, you do a lottery pick of the ones that are left, and then you get 3 people to come in with prices, and we take a look at it and maybe save a lot of money.
Wait, so whenever you say that you assign the market, so you assign one broker to one insurance company, is that
Well,
what?
1 or 2. You give me your top 3, and hopefully we'll be able to give you 2 out of that. Give me your top 3 in order of preference.
But see, I don't understand how that could possibly be fair. The way I look at things, if you had 3 guys standing up there right now, and 1, 2, and 3, and give us, each one of you, go do your homework and give us a price on workers' comp or whatever the case may be, they should be able to, how do they butt heads against each other if they can only go to here or go to there? They should all be equal, or am I?
Well, yeah, the problem with, good question, JJ. The problem with that is, which is different with health benefits. When you go to an insurance company for property and casualty, and this is what I was telling council a couple of weeks ago about that, that first insurance person that gets in there, insurance broker, they'll give out 1 quote and that's it. So this way, so it's a matter of who gets there the quickest if you don't control the process and assign markets. So in that way, you could have the person who has your loss runs, your asset information, as Nick was saying, that the first person that gets there could jam up the markets.
Well, how do you control that?
Well, exactly
Yeah,
through
how do you make it
assigned
fair?
markets. This is what I've been told by more than one source. That's the way you control
You've
it.
been told that. We haven't been told that. We don't know that.
Well, I'm imparting that on you now.
Yeah. We don't know that.
Would it be possible to get somebody from the insurance department to come down and talk to us? I assume they have somebody in Pittsburgh.
No.
You mean the Pennsylvania Department of Insurance?
Yeah, wouldn't they have
Oh, I
an
don't know.
office out here in,
I have no
like
idea.
Pittsburgh, Philly, you know?
I have no idea. The ones I call were in Harrisburg.
Just to answer some of your questions, Tom.
How about if our broker comes in here and we could ask those questions?
Maybe you could explain the process of what kind of things he's looked at, how many insurance companies he polls for this.
Yeah, I mean, somebody got to,
I think
Somebody
we're all
should come in and
confused.
give us some
We can't seem to get unconfused. It just keeps getting more and more.
not allowed.
For a year, we
Yeah,
haven't
well,
been able to
closed
figure
doors,
this
they do
out.
it publicly.
Not an executive session item. I can call Mike Gallagher and have him come down Tuesday night, maybe.
For
I
for
can't
what?
guarantee that.
What's he gonna do?
You can ask them questions.
Explain the
Well, then-
process, something
well,
to
then
get
how
us
about-
moving on.
Now, wait a minute. So, okay, Mike comes in. Now, are there any other candidates that want to apply for this?
Well, if you want to do interviews, that was the second option I gave. If you want to do it that way, we can do it
Well,
that
all I'm
way.
saying is that, if Gallagher comes in and makes a presentation, so what happens at that point?
He said
Maybe
it
our
was-
questions are answered.
he
I
was-
think we're
he was
trying to
just
get
gonna bring him
Gallagher
in
in
for
here
questions,
to,
right?
for us to ask some questions that we can get answered correctly, because we seem to be
Okay.
bouncing all
All right,
around.
okay.
Yeah, get explanations.
Right, we're not-
He's
we're
not,
gonna
no
make-
presentation.
What we want to do is talk to somebody that knows the
I'm
right
good.
answers
I'm
and
good.
get the correct answers.
I'm good.
Whether it be Gallagher or any other.
Doesn't matter who it is. Somebody that's in that business that
That's
can
in
make
that.
us understand.
If he was
Yeah.
here at the kiosk, we could ask questions.
There you
and
go.
Get the answers rather than.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what I would
we're
like
doing
to see. I would like to see, maybe, Mark Forrester come in and make a presentation, because Mark
Is
doesn't
he a
have anything
broker?
to lose.
Is he a broker of record?
No. We don't have to have a broker record, I've been told. Correct?
No, I thought that's
No.
what this whole conversation
So
was
did
in
I.
regards
Is
to.
he capable of being a
So did I.
broker of record?
Am I correct?
I don't know.
No, the broker of record, is not going to preclude any other agent from accessing his or her market, okay, is the issue there. A broker of record is not saying that they're all encompassing and they lock up the market. If another insurance agent like Mark Forrester wants to access his market and give us a quote, nobody's preventing him from doing that.
No, I'm not saying that, no, I'm not saying. I think what we need is a neutral person that can answer the questions that we have before we discuss anything with these insurance agents.
I think what he was asking was, is Mark capable of being a broker of record?
Well, no matter who you bring in here, if they're a broker, they might want to give us a quote.
Yeah, they're gonna sway you one way or the other.
Right, that's my point. I mean, yeah, if I'm coming in here and you're gonna interview me, I'm gonna have my guns loaded.
Why wouldn't we get our current broker of record just to give us answers?
We're not interviewing anyone, it's just
All we're trying to do
our
is get
questions.
answers, the correct
Get
answers.
clarification.
All I'm
Whether we
saying-
like him or not.
No, it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with that.
No, I meant his answers, not him.
Oh,
personally.
yeah,
Whether we like the answers or not,
right. No, I'm saying, I would like to see a neutral person,
Did I tell you I was?
somebody
Oh,
that,
vodka and I forgot.
knows
I
the
didn't know.
facts and figures,
Chair.
but he's not trying to sell us insurance. Or they're not trying to sell us.
Okay, let me just ask this, because we can go on and we have been for an hour.
Please.
Would you all like to have our current broker record and at least ask the questions? I've heard that and try to get some answers. Linda, are you okay with that?
I'm okay.
Nick, are you okay with that?
Yes.
Ron, are you okay with
Yes.
that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Paul, Steve, Tom,
okay.
Yes.
Done.
you have your orders.
Thank you.
Okay.